Hey, everyone. This is Jane from the Let's Get Loud podcast. And today we have Jane. I'm so lame.
You got them all hyped up that they were getting some juicy guests.
Oh, who could be a juicy guest that we could have?
We've had some amazing guests.
I know. We're gonna have Libby, the Diary of an Honest Mom. She's coming in May.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I'd love to have Kirsten Kobabe, the girl that I share all of her beliefs around teenagers and the way we're kind of raising humans these days. I'd love to have her. I think I already reached out to her and I don't know why. I feel like she said no.
Okay. I mean, that happens.
I think something happened. I don't know if she said no or it was like, maybe at that time she was busy, but at that time she said no for that particular thing.
Gotcha.
But I might reach out to her again. I feel like I'm sharing all of her shit. I feel like there's tons of people. I don't know what's happening with my ears. I think there's tons of people that are, now looking at her Instagram.
For sure.
For sure. She's so good. I just love her approach to the thing.
What is her name again?
Kirsten Kobabe.
I always think like Keith Cobain.
Okay.
You don't know who that is.
I think it's a singer, right?
Okay. Yeah. Kate, how do I spell all the things?
Kirsten. So Kirsten. Like Kirsten, kind of like the actress, actually.
Found her.
You found her?
She's a teen whisperer.
Yeah. So that's kind of like her, that's her thing. That's what she does on the internet. And I was thinking about that the other day, how people like our niche is like all over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like sometimes I think about like we have one mission and it's to make sure people know that weight loss is accessible to them and that it doesn't have to suck. Like, I feel like we're very clear about that we're not giving meal plans, but it's like, I'm seeing like some people like literally it's repetitive. Like what they put on the internet is literally the same thing every single day. Even like Brie, whatever, whom I love, it's always like the same thing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, she has a million, like, I think she hit like 1 million followers. I think that's insane.
That is actually nuts.
I know.
Like we know how hard it is to grow on a platform. Like a million human beings pressed follow.
I know. That is massive. Yeah, it is. It truly is. And like superstars don't even have 1 million. Like, so
I know.
You know what I mean? Like celebrities, no.
Instagram is like a funny place. It's like a place that like, if you're almost like a real celebrity, like you don't have Instagram.
I see what you're saying. It's almost like you're too cool for it. I totally see like Jennifer Aniston only had Instagram like 2 years ago or like last year. And it was like, it's me. I'm really on Instagram. It was like interesting.
And people like that don't like need to like post and make reels and be in their stories.
No, they're just who they are. Yeah. And they have a blue tick right away. I was creeping everyone in Yellowstone yesterday.
Okay.
On social media because I like really like Yellowstone. It's a good show. I really love, I think her name is Kelly Healy. I don't know how she says her last name. It's like very similar. Beth? Yes. What an actress.
Yeah, she's incredible, eh?
Kelly really. There's a lot of L's and Y's in her name.
Okay.
Anyways, like she doesn't even have 700,000 followers. Like she doesn't have 1 million followers. She's freaking crazy. But then Rip has 1.5 million. And I'm like, clearly because women are on Instagram following Rip.
Hilarious.
And then his wife, Rip's wife, whom he tagged at the Golden Globes. Like, see what I do here?
Yes, I literally do the exact. I actually have done that exact same thing on my phone. So
he tagged his wife, and she does not have a blue tick, but she does have 178,000 followers. Man, he is gorgeous in real life. He's more gorgeous in real life than he is in the show, I think.
Okay.
My earphones are doing like beep beep, like they're like not fully connected, but they're not disconnected. They do that sometimes. It's super annoying. I just want to make sure that you don't hear that. And they probably don't hear that because it's like obviously just like the thing. If I turn them off, what happens? You know what I mean?
Don't touch it.
Okay.
We don't hear anything. It's just in your ears. Okay.
His wife is beautiful.
Yes. I'm often surprised sometimes at like spouses or like friends that always get tagged in celebrities posts and then don't have 1 million followers themselves. You know, it's like it just automatically happens.
I agree. And like
Instagram creeping to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember when Sarah Jessica Parker came out with her drink of some sort.
Can't say I remember that.
She has a like a cocktail that you can buy.
Perfect.
Yeah. Sarah Jessica.
Oh, and like her business
is like there, right? You would think so. She has 8.8 million followers. And so I was like, you would think that her drink that is hers has 14,000 followers. Like, you know what I mean? Like you would think 14,000. It's very interesting to me. But her shoe company does have almost 1 million followers. Anyways, like 14,000, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would think everyone would follow the thing.
How did we get here? How did we get here?
What a great question. Yellowstone.
Oh, you're gonna people on the podcast. People on the podcast.
I really enjoy, there's a few people that their message really aligns with ours, but then it would just be a conversation of us being like, do we have the same message? I think Jake was pretty cool to have on our podcast. I think a lot of people enjoyed his energy. Same with Katie. A lot of people enjoyed her. And so anyways, Libby is going to be fun. I actually talked to her on the phone yesterday, Libby.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, call me. She wanted to like talk about podcasting and whatever. And I was like, I think that you need to like look into someone that actually like does this. Like that's like a part of what they do for a living. I'm like, we just like press play and show up, like, you know, so we just like had a laugh about it, but she's coming on our podcast.
Cool. So she's thinking about maybe doing her own podcast.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I mean, anyone in that like that has that kind of following and shows that content creates all the time, it's definitely a good place to do things.
And you know, the way that she puts content out on the internet is more just like reels, really. You know, whereas we do like we have our St. Pete group where we go live and like where we have that more longer form, like she doesn't really have that longer form content on a regular basis. So, you know, people might enjoy her conversations in a podcast style.
Yeah. I told her to reach out to Catnet.
Okay.
And then she's like, oh, that's like a step above. And I'm like, well, that's where you want to go here. I can't help you have the editor and the team, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's not what we do. Like, that's just not part of our template yet. Maybe one
We
day.
also don't monetize off our podcast at all. So
that's what I told her.
Yeah. So
I said, if you want to make money out of your podcast, I am not the person to talk to because I do not make money out of my podcast. So there you go. And she's like, right. Okay. So, today I wanted to talk to you, Leash, about just the conversation of weight loss and why it's such like a, kind of like and you said that sometimes when you met someone and you talk weight loss, some of them you kind of see interest and others you see like a wall almost. Why is the subject of weight loss so uncomfortable? Why can't we just talk about it? And why do we see walls going up? So like two things. First of all, why is the subject of weight loss so uncomfortable? What do you think, you guys, as you're listening to this? Like, what comes to mind when we say that? Like, and is the subject of weight loss uncomfortable to you, listener? As you're listening to this, do you think weight loss is an uncomfortable subject?
I think that it's our relationship that we have with weight loss, and it's always been connected with suck.
Right.
And so I think that's part of it. But I think a bigger piece is when we say we want weight loss, it's like us admitting to ourselves, to the world, that we're not happy or that we want, and I'm not saying you are not happy if you want weight loss. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what I think is happening is that perceived vulnerability, and also that weight gain is bad. So wanting to lose weight is like you did something bad.
Yeah. That you got to a point where now you did something bad to get to where you are today. I see what you're saying. For me, it's like, I don't know if obviously not. I don't know. Obviously it's because we're in that space, but we're also people that like, are so open to talking about whatever, even if it's uncomfortable at the beginning, whether it's sex or orgasms or whatever. It's like at the beginning, yeah, it's like, oh my God, like, did she just say that? But then at the same time, if you just like sit with it, it doesn't have to be uncomfortable. And if you really think about it, it's so common, like talk about pooping or talk about whatever, or like farting or whatever. And I'm like, everyone does. It's so interesting that we've made these things so be uncomfortable. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, I see. Like, it's like an uncomfortable conversation with someone you don't know, but at the same time, okay, we can be grown-ups about it and talk. You know what I mean? Like, so I find that so interesting to me that certain subjects are so like, don't share that. Let's not talk about that. And the fact that weight loss is a part of that, like, I understand that some things are personal, but why is weight loss so personal?
That's the question, I think, because if you put it all on the list, pooping, orgasms, what was the other one you said?
Farting,
same thing.
sex.
They're all very like personal acts that you do in private for the most part, right?
Right.
And so we're clumping weight loss kind of in that same taboo, let's not really talk about situation. Why is it so personal?
It's like, I don't really have an answer here. I'm just like, we're going with the fly here, guys. Cause I just like really wanted to talk about that, because after having a few conversations with
going off the fly,
I
think you're going with the flow, or there's another, you just combined two and it was amazing.
Of course.
And I just had to like pause. Okay.
Going with the flow, going by the fly.
There's fly. I can't remember the
something with the
flying by the seat of our pants.
Maybe
going with the fly.
I know, going with the flow, but it's not what I wanted to say. By the fly, going by the fly at the seat of the pants.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But that's too many words. So there's no way
that's a lot. And it makes no sense in my brain. Okay. So just going with it. Is it because okay, well, first of all, weight loss is I think you hit it with the nail. Oh my God, huh? Hit it by the nail, on the nail.
Hit the nail on the head.
Something with a nail and a head and hitting it. Oh my God, guys. Okay. With the fact that weight gain is bad. And so it's like, you don't want to talk about where you are today. It almost means, okay, it means if you want weight loss, it means I'm not happy today, or I'm fat today, or I'm uncomfortable today. It's just like it's almost like I don't know. It's something.
I have another thing too. I think that people are afraid to say it out loud, and people are afraid to talk about it because they're afraid of failure.
Okay.
Because most people have had experiences in the past of attempting weight loss and failing. So it's almost like, even if I want to lose weight, I don't want to say it out loud, because then people know I want to lose weight. And then if I don't lose weight, they'll know that I didn't lose weight.
Yeah. Okay.
And often pooping, orgasming, and weight loss are done kind of behind closed doors.
Yeah, they are done kind of behind closed doors. And also, like, you don't see it with your eyes.
Exactly.
You don't see it with your eyes. It's such a physical transformation. So maybe that's why it's like such a harder conversation to talk about. But like, for me, I have such a good relationship with weight loss that I get excited when someone's like, I'm embarking on a weight loss journey oh wow, I'm thinking of something and you're going to totally agree. I usually get excited when someone's like, I'm embarking on a weight loss journey, until they continue talking. And then I'm like, ugh.
I literally just had that same moment while I was away.
Because they talk about weight loss, and all of a sudden, you guys, if you knew what chances are that's society. That's like what most people, they'll say something like, I'm going to stop drinking, or I'm going to lose 10 pounds before my trip, or I'm going to, like, it's always not in the way that we get excited about weight loss, because they're not going to approach weight loss the way that we wish people approached weight loss.
100%. And it can be such a beautiful journey. And that's what the exciting part that we get excited for. And then we hear about all the things that they're doing. Yeah. Yet, you know what? Like, I feel like we came to a really good realization the other day on the podcast. It was actually the last podcast, when we were talking about Like there's no one action that puts you on a diet. So it's not for me to judge if counting calories, running is you on a diet. It's a feeling. So it's like, I'm not disappointed in their actions. It's like, I'm disappointed in the fact that I know that what they're doing does not align with who they want to be. And it feels really hard for them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the part. If they're like, oh my God, I'm so enjoying this journey, whatever. I'm like, cool, cool, cool. Like it doesn't matter what you're doing, but it's when they share their feelings about it. And they're like, I know it's going to suck for a little bit, but then I'm going to get through it, whatever. And I'll like worry about the weight gain when I get back, like, especially like when it's losing weight for that vacation. And I'd love to basically interview everyone on February 1st that was going to lose 10 pounds for March 1st to go to Punta Cana and see how that's all like unfolded.
Wouldn't that be interesting? I mean,
Yeah.
probably 90% of them did not achieve that 10-pound goal. And of the 10% that maybe achieved that goal, how many of them will literally gain the 10 pounds on day 2 of their vacation? Literally
Exactly.
day 2.
Yeah. Oh, and I was that person, 1,000,000%.
I know,
So yes.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that on my walk. I don't know why. I think I was just thinking about yesterday. I was just thinking about how proud I am of how far I've come with no longer requiring myself or dictating to myself that I need to lose weight before an experience. Like I was always like, you're going on vacation, you're going on stage, you're doing this, like you must lose weight before. And I don't have that language anymore.
Yeah.
And just how damaging that is. You are years for years. I sent myself a message that I was not worthy of vacation at my current weight.
Yeah.
Years.
Yes.
And
Oh shoot, she just froze for a little second. Okay, go.
the crazy part as well, it didn't matter what weight I was at.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was never worthy. I was never worthy. I wasn't worthy at 230, wasn't worthy at 160. So it's never the weight that was the problem. It was me attaching worthiness. And I was giving myself that message. No one else. No one was like, excuse me, ma'am, you cannot get on the airplane right now.
No,
you weigh
exactly.
167. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I think it's the thinness, like basically, even if you were thinner than maybe last vacation or you're thinner than you were last week, it's like, I could be thinner. Like, it's always like, I could be thinner before I leave. I could be thinner before the show. I could be thinner. Anyways, and it's almost like it's not like that language or that those goals got us anywhere better than not having that language or those goals. So there you go. It really doesn't freaking change anything, because when you have that language, you behave so much differently on that vacation or, that day, because you did crazy things before you left.
And even you guys were recording ahead of time, but Jose and I are about to go on vacation. So it's like fresh in our mind, me planning, kind of thinking about what food is going to look like and drinking on vacation. I have zero desire to like, let's give her like zero. I literally will get groceries. The groceries will look the exact same as they look in my home.
Just move your home I always say that it's just, we're moving it in a warmer climate. That's pretty much though.
And it's just that desire. I don't have that desire anymore to give her because of just where I'm at. Anyway,
but that desire to give her, I think, is like, you're also it's that abundance mindset. I truly believe that like every single day you can have what you want. And so there's no difference on vacation. You can still have what you want. It's very interesting, that whole abundance mindset, but like you have to get through a certain point to get. So I did a reel, and I want to talk about abundance mindset on our next podcast. That's what it's about.
Because there's a lot of good stuff to talk about that. And that's something that people ask us all the time.
Yeah. Like, what does it mean? And what does it look like? And yeah. Okay. So I guess the other part of this podcast that we can hit quickly on is, why do we see walls go up? So for us as a weight loss business, we see walls go up, and even our PR agent would agree with us that, like, because we are a weight loss program, the pitches that she has to make to get people to even just friggin' look at us or talk to us, that's the hardest part for us to be seen and to be talked to, is the minute someone does allow us in, then the wall goes down. And then they see for what it like for real who we are, what we do, what our mission is. But that wall, like we
I
see it
know.
right away. It's
I
so hard
know.
because you guys, when we're pitching to humans, we're pitching to people with weight loss baggages and opinions and experiences, and it's crazy. It's actually perceptions as well. So it's a hard industry to be in, especially when you're trying to do things differently.
It's both. That's the double-edged sword.
Yes.
It's not the right way that I'm using that saying, but I just had to. It's the correct saying, but in the wrong
But
context.
it's in the wrong content. Okay,
That's
perfect.
correct.
I never say the right saying, but the context is for what I want to say. But you know what, guys? I hope that you keep that conversation open in your household, within your friend group, and just changing your perception and learning more about the language behind why someone wants to lose weight. And it can be such a beautiful journey. I think that's our message.
And you and I are just so open about just talking about everything. Like when you hold it all inside, you guys, you're almost again sending yourself a message that you have a secret and that you need, and secrets are bad. You shouldn't share. Like I hope that you guys have friends or family members or your spouse that you can really, truly talk openly about all the things.
Yeah.
I'm just such an advocate for just talking about how we're feeling and not holding it inside.
Yeah, no, because I think that that's the only way, first of all, that we're going to get through it. And I think that that creates emotional maturity as well. Just like being able to say, like, this is how I feel right now. And like, I can change my mind later. It could be better. It could be worse, whatever. But like, I think that like, clearly we need to leave space for emotions.
True
and
story,
to feel them and to talk.
True story.
Cool. No doubt. Okay, so have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And hopefully within your own little environment, the conversation of weight loss is one that you embrace and that we can keep the lingo going and keeping that conversation alive and not just shutting it down with our history or our baggage or our experience, because it can be such a beautiful, life-changing experience when done properly. All right. Okay, bye guys.